Can you verify that we're live on your side?
I will do that. I'm showing that we're live and on air.
Heyo. Yeah, buddy. What's up, guys? I'm gonna do this quick little get us live on Instagram so the people in Instagram land can hang out with us if I'm even allowed to. I know they get like really weird about like you can't update things while you're live. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways because that's what I do, dog. Oh, looks like it worked. Let's see here.
Do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it anyways, bro. Hey guys, welcome back. We're
You
here. My
just got
bad. I pressed the
muted.
button. We're good. I always forget about the button, man. Oh, we're live on IG now. Boom. So welcome back, guys. It's your boy Iron Cam. Now I've been doing some market research when it comes to what I want to evolve to, y'all. I've been Coach Cam for so long, and it's been great, but with everything that we're doing, Chaz always Chaz is always making fun of me because I got like meta glasses on, or I'm like talking to my AI on my phone or doing these things. And he was like, bro, like you're like Tony Stark. And I was like, man, you know what? I am like Tony Stark. I'm Tony Stark in the Bay, bro. But
Uh,
that's lightweight trademark. So Claude helped me come up with Iron Cam instead of Iron Man.
I
So
love it. That's so dope.
That's so dope. And so you guys are gonna see more of that as we keep moving. As you guys already know, this is brought to you by Elevare Global. We taking over the world, y'all. But if you want to be a part of it, make sure you check out Elevare Global Community. We do a 7-day free trial, and we also do 50% affiliate. There's not a lot of communities out there that do that. Just
Facts.
saying. So, anyways, what's up, Chaz? We were just saying that we ain't talked almost all damn day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
we, we,
Crazy.
we, we was running, bro. We was running.
For sure, man. So Cam, before we get started, man, what'd you do today? What did you achieve today?
What didn't I achieve today? No. So today was one of those rare days that I did not have to go to the studio. So I honestly like eased into my day, chilled the day. And I did some of like the house stuff that I haven't been able to knock out just because of everything going on and how busy we've been. And so, especially with Net going back to work. And then I went to have lunch with her because they were doing an event at the base. But then the people hit us up to refinance the house. So I had to like, so then I had a meeting with my tax guy. And so that was a whole vibe. Um, so like tax guy, refinanced the house. In between that, made dinner, helped Ivy finish cookies, helped fix some of the automations and metrical social media stuff that we have going on.
Saw that.
Organized this, and here we are.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
How was your day? Because you don't normally say I'm running. I'm gonna tap in with y'all later.
Yeah, so I mean, today I was really running because obviously one of the things that I've been talking about and why I'm so stoked about this AI lounge is because like I've learned how to use um, AI in the workspace to kind of help me kind of stay ahead, help me with a few of the tasks that I do on a daily basis to actually free up some of my time because as y'all know, I hate sitting behind the desk.
That's like if there was something that like like if you wanted to torture Chaz, you could be like, I'm gonna make you sit behind his desk and do admin work, and
Oh,
you can watch him melt.
jeez, I hate that. I like doing it at home though. I love sitting in this space at home, which by the way, you guys, excuse this. I'm covering up the fact that this is a work in progress. I'm working from my home studio. Cam's obviously in his home, look how pretty and everything over there, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Look,
I just got
I'm gonna do
some
my
got
like
some work for me.
I'm gonna do my Iron Man thing. Check it out, I got it right there, and then,
Oh man.
it's mine. It's mine. So as we start, first thing, Chaz, I'm gonna send you this link on your computer, and I want you to shoot this out to the network, dog, so people can join. And for those of you who are watching, I am gonna put it in the comment right now. Invite your folks, bro. Like that's the whole point of this. Is we are here. What's up, Jonathan? Big dog. Yeah, he likes Iron Cam. Happy birthday, by the way, good sir. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Happy
I
birthday,
I knew
John.
I knew something was up when I seen Jonathan throwing bread at ducks.
Oh,
I was I was like, oh, something's up here. What's this cat doing? And I was like, oh, it must be his like birthday or something. So, anyways, I was right once again. And I asked Claude, I was like, why is this happening right now? Did you get the link that I sent you?
yep.
Okay, perfect. So I put it in the chat for you guys who are watching too. Make sure to send it out to your people because we want to educate as many folks as we possibly can on how to use AI effectively. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're an employee, you're a leader, or you just want to use it for your daily life, right? So you know right now I'm gonna give you guys some of the use cases this week that it's been used for, but today we are really going to concentrate on showing you guys how to set up your clause specifically, and like the most efficient way, in our opinion, right, is like, hey, this is how you get started. Because I think, as we say, a lot of people see all this cool stuff that everybody's doing online, right? They're like, oh man, this is dope. And how do I do that? And they have it taken over the computer and like doing their social media. But like, I feel like we have there's a lot of gatekeeping that happens, or it's just a lot of information. It's just like too much. So today we're going to talk about that.
Right
What you
on,
got,
right
Chaz?
on. And I just want to say, of course, for the viewers out there, if you're not following, Anthropic's Claude is our AI bot of choice. We absolutely love it. I will say, hands down, it's probably in my eyes, is probably one of the most powerful AI platforms out there. I mean, I know there's a gazillion and one. Hey, Cam, I said it. I said a gazillion.
Gazillion, gazillion, because we all know that's what Elon Musk is trying to be.
Sure. But yeah, so like, I just want to let everybody know that we are using Anthropic's Claude, and if you don't have it, I would highly recommend you go out and sign up for the free account first off, just to play around and kind of walk through what we're doing, what Cam's going to talk a little bit about, and then hey, think about upgrading it to the $20 account so that you can
little,
do a few little things with it
the little
before you
dub.
become before you go ahead and invest some real money and actually start implementing this here in your lifestyle, to be honest, because I mean, it's become a part of my life. It's become a part of Cam's life. Like,
Bro.
I mean, I think Cam and I have our AI agents talking to each other.
You're like, hey, bro, what's up? Like, nothing. Chaz is running. My advice, I was like, get out of here with that shit. Yo, that would be that'd be pretty funny if I'm being honest. Real quick, and once before we get into it, can you guys see this thing? I don't know. I'm trying. There's a new thing on Restream, so I'm not even gonna mess it. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'll try stuff out live. That's honestly one of the things like I want us to play around with here. Like me and Chaz have some really dope ideas for you guys as far as how to like interact with you all when it comes to using AI and what that looks like. So to give you guys some of the use cases this week that have been super helpful and are not overly difficult. So first one, and we'll talk about this too in a sec, is or down the road. So I'm going on a trip this summer, and my wife was using an app called Wonderlog. And it was super dope because you could put like your itinerary, your tickets, your prices, everything, and it would literally help you plan out your entire trip. Now, I forced my wife to get AI. I'm not playing with y'all. She was using ChatGPT on her phone and she said, I'm good. And I said, no. I bought her a laptop and like sat her down and set her whole thing up. Chaz watched me. And she's like, I don't know what I've been doing my whole life. And so one of the big things she did was she took our itinerary, she took our flight tickets, our hotel confirmation codes, all that stuff, right? And she used Claude to create an offline HTML document that she was able to text both of us. And by texting it to both of us, we now have access to our entire itinerary to include the bus routes we're supposed to take, our flight confirmations, the times we're supposed to show up, the tickets we have available. All of that is now available offline on a like .html file, which is what like websites used to be built on, right? Um, just by feeding that information, and she just has a little $20 plan. I say little $20 plan, but it's mighty. It's little and mighty. Me and Chaz,
Yeah.
we kind of big dogging it because we're greedy and we don't want to get left behind. We both my rule with my clients is you have to use all your usage at least 3 times. But do not do as I say, not as I do, because I went through my usage one time and I was like, nah, bing. Chaz didn't even do that. He's just like, nah, I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
for
do
sure. Yeah,
it.
yeah.
um for you, Chaz. So that's like kind of like my big use case for the week that I thought was really cool. Like especially from someone who's like she's literally within a week and a half of having access to Claude Code, Cowork, and so on. Like, what is something that you've seen or done this week that was relatively simple that made a huge difference in like your time, like the time that you got back?
Well, so I'm gonna tell you honestly, honest to God truth, I haven't really been doing nothing that my agents don't already do. But I will tell you what I did do, real case use that I did in the gym. Literally in 20 minutes, I had a couple in the gym download Claude, sign up for $20 account, and within 20 minutes, I had them within the same type of thing. I had it to where their email accounts were
Mhm.
attached, and they were able to literally had set up a mini bot basically to literally tell the others what they had planned for the day.
Oh,
So
that's yes,
another
yes.
one of those home use things, right? How do you effectively doing it? By the way, I hope they're watching and I hope they're having fun playing with it now.
Bro, you have to, bro. Can you hear my kids in the background?
Yeah, I hear the Rugrats.
Oh, okay. So, as y'all know, and if you don't know, I have 5 children. So, and it's dinner time right now. So that's how much we love you guys. Is like they're eating dinner and we're talking to you guys. And Chaz is drinking water. It's
And
it's 8 o'clock where Chaz is at. He's in
it's
Florida,
my
guys.
bedtime.
It's bedtime. All right, Appa, Opa.
There it is.
uh, so with that being said, getting set up, right? So we get this question a lot is, hey, if I have Claude and or I'm looking to get started into AI, like how do I get started? And so what we shared with you guys last week was one of the biggest things you can do to change the way that you operate with AI is use it on your computer. Okay. Now, that being said, don't use it on a work computer if possible because you don't know what limitations there are, but also you just like don't let them like potentially steal your stuff, right? And so um that's the biggest thing is use it on your computer is going to help take you guys to the next level because there are a lot of features you're not going to have access to initially on your phone app. Okay.
So Cam, I'm gonna throw this out there as well for a lot of, I know you just said don't use it on your work computer. Absolutely. Don't go installing them. But if you check with your IT department, they probably have something that they have unlocked, right? I know a lot of workplaces love Gemini, right? I throw it out there too, like they love Gemini. Hell, even the Air Force, Cam, the Air Force has got Gen AI on it. Well, that's like
This is true.
that's the Department of War's version of AI, right? They use Gen AI. So check with your IT department. There's probably something available for you to be able to use in the workspace.
For sure. And so using it on your computer, there's a few things that it's going to unlock for you guys, right? So I know one of the most persistent things that people get frustrated with, and drop it in the comments if you get frustrated, bro, is why does chat or Claude or Gemini or whatever forget things that I tell it? Okay. I know I get it, guys. I get it. We were all there. We were all little babies. Okay. And we're like, why can't you just remember everything that I told you? Right. I say it to my children every day. I say it to Claude every day. But the one of the biggest differences is if you're using chat on your phone, the way that these AI uh, programs work. They're large language models. Okay, all that is a fancy word for it ingests a lot of information at one time based off the way that it categorizes it, right? And so the problem with that is every time you ask it a question, you are essentially asking it to go look through every single thing you ever talked to it about. Imagine if somebody asked you to think about every single thing that you were told in the last freaking 30 days, just 30 days, bro. But y'all be asking it questions, uh, and be hope that it remembers something 6 months ago.
Oh,
This one little dot that you told it 6 months ago. You're like, why don't you remember this?
man,
This is bullshit. This is a lie.
I asked you to give me those 6 lottery numbers 6 months ago. How you
6
don't
months
remember
ago.
'em now?
I asked you what the weight was of an average cucumber 6 months ago, and you couldn't give it to me. So before I finish my point, shout out to Mena, hometown hero. What's up, Lamar Johnson, my guide. Looking forward to our lunch. Go support Dear Fathers. They're a great organization. Hit them up. They just came out with their new swag. Lamar's been working on it hella long. Hit them up. Lamar, if you drop the link in the chat, bro, I will put it on the screen. Um, what's up, Mai? I saw the pictures from your content yesterday. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I know it's gonna be dope. And so, anyways, with that being said, moving with the conversation. Your chat cannot remember everything that you guys tell it, guys. Now, the reason why going on your computer is a big unlock is because what the computer allows you to do is create folders. Okay, it creates you. Ha, what up, Percy? And so, what it allows you to do, it allows you to create a file system. Okay, it's memory. That's why using it on the computer is such a big deal because now you get to literally start creating a filing system for your AI to use so it actually does remember things and it actually can go back. Now, I'm not going to go down this huge rabbit hole with you guys because the filing system can get very intricate, okay? But one of the biggest things to Oh, what's you didn't my bad. You didn't comment, Terry. I didn't see it. So hello, Terry Griffin. If you haven't got your tickets to
There.
the if you haven't got your I said, Terry, you so extra. If you guys have not got your ticket to the entrepreneur experience happening July 18th, but there is a VIP mixer on July 17th, you need to get your life together. Okay. L3 Media, Terry Griffin, the entrepreneur experience, year 4. We got 3 headliners flying out from Atlanta. You don't want to miss it. Terry, drop the link in the chat, bro, and let's get it on the screen. Hometown Hero said, I wish I could delete multiples on Chat GPT. Oh, I got you. Um, so with that being said, the filing system, the reason why that becomes so important is because you can have a very vast filing system, but you can train your AI to go find information effectively within the system. So for instance, I know Chaz, his the way that his is organized is he can literally drop a file into a folder and his AI, he has one piece of AI that will analyze that document. It will decide what type of document that is, and then it will say, this is what has to happen with this document. Now, when it looks at that document, it's not calling on all these other 10 different pieces of information to look at that document. It already has what it needs. So it's literally pulling that one folder to look at that document. And then from that place, it decides what other folder do I need to pull? But when you guys are using a regular chat model, imagine you put a file in there and it now goes and looks at 15 different folders. Like, imagine that. Okay. Chaz, can you break down like your mythology on why you built your folder system the way you did?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, Cam will tell you I'm huge on file management. Right.
Hella big on file management.
One of the things that drives me crazy is when I open up a computer. Who's I know it's some of y'all out there. I know Cam's one of those that got like 1,000 icons on their desktop.
No, no, the hell I am not. And that shit gives me a headache. Cause you know what? I love y'all around me. I'm not gonna name names, but like 90% of the people around me are those guys where they're like, "Hey Cam, can you look at this?" And I'm like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." I-
And before I finish that, Pete, thanks for the shout out, bro. Good seeing you here. The mayor's in town. I saw you out there. Shout out to you. And I see some questions being asked out in the chat over here. So keep on letting those questions drop in there. We'll come back to them and we'll answer them when we get towards the end. All right. But so my file system, right? It's super important to me because I like to be organized. I have my agents set up to make sure they keep me organized, so they know whatever their job or task is. There's a folder that probably correlates with that because I do a lot of repetitive tasks, and so I make sure that my tasks are able my the way I can literally, how many of you walk around with an iPhone and keep track of what's going on in your business? Well, I can do that because I had good file management, so I can use my iCloud because I back everything up to my iCloud, and I can actually access a lot of those documents without spending 20 minutes trying to find it. Right. And so that makes me efficient when I'm in meetings. It makes me efficient when Cam reaches out to me and say, "Hey, bro, I need this." I literally can have it knocked out in a few seconds just because I got a good file system. Right. And it's super important that when you start doing multiple tasks with your AI, you're going to want because they're going to create a lot of files. They will create a lot of files, and those files, if they get out of order, I mean, I will say that I have learned how, Cam. I have learned how to tell AI to clean itself. Right. I've taught my agents how to clean themselves. So
Hey, wash your booty, Claude.
watch, watch up, you stink. But absolutely. So yeah, that file management. That's honestly, if I had to give you a good first lesson, that would be the first lesson that I would give. And somebody had asked in the chat the question, what's the difference between a file and a project? Well, and I'm glad you asked that question because that would be one of the very first things that I would actually have anyone do before they start typing anything in is on the computer is create your project folders. And what I mean by that is if you want a project that's solely your schedule, create a folder, name it schedule, because eventually we're going to start showing you and demonstrating how to do these things. And you'll be able to walk through with us on air, but you'll be able to actually create that project. A project is just it is a directory where your Claude is working. That's probably about as simple as I can actually break that down. And you don't want everything that you're doing to be in one folder because then, like I said, you're going to get lost in the file storm, and you'll never be able to find your file. And you'll be asking Claude, "Hey, find that file you just created," right? Which it'll do for you, right? But definitely project folders are just directories. That's where your AI agents are working out of.
And one of the things for that same question too, my is like once we get a little bit down the road with this, we're actually going to show you guys how to set up a GitHub as well. And GitHub is how you manage your file system in the cloud, and that allows you to then access that same file system that's on your computer. You can then access that filing system on the Claude app through Claude Code, right? But to take it a step further, one of the things that we've done within our organization is like now, like if I'm working on something that I think is going to be important to the team, I can push it to I call it the organizational brain, right? And that's connected to Chaz's AI, that's connected to Glenn's AI, Terry's AI. So I can even like a task wise, like the other day, Chaz and I tested it to where like I told my AI, hey, go ahead and assign this task to Chaz and push it to the brain. Chaz's AI is set on a schedule to go look for things that have been sent to Chaz, and then it adds it to his execution list for the day or the week, whatever, depending on the due date, right? Um, so that's when we really start to get into like files, which is something that you're reading or something that you're producing, versus projects where it's a collection of things that go into a single source of some sort. uh, so Jamel hometown said that yeah, he wishes that he could delete multiple chats at the same time. Hey man, you just gotta get real, you just gotta get real fast with that thing, man. Like ding 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 ding. um now to so let me ask you a question real quick in the chat. Let me know if you guys have your computer open right now with your AI. And also, I'd be interested to know who has a paid plan versus a free plan. So if you have a free plan, type free. If you got a paid plan, put a dollar sign in the chat, because I do want to know which way to steer you guys in the conversation and how I can let you guys know the free versus the paid versus the higher levels, right? Um, Now, when you guys are trying to set up these file systems, once again, using them on the computer is Jonathan just said yes. That's like my daughter. All right,
Oh,
slow story. I once was giving my daughter some cake, and I said, "You want chocolate or vanilla?" She says strawberry. That's your new nickname, Jonathan. We're gonna call you
yo,
strawberry.
look, I'm gonna shout out Jonathan though, because Jonathan was at our last event, the 2 day event that we had, Cam, and
Yo,
that
he was
dude
running.
he had his Claude and connected, and he was working on it in the seminar.
Yep. He's like, before you sit down, sir, what is it? Talk about this.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So cool. So we're so it looks like we're working with at least the general $20 plan, right? You can get a lot done with that, you guys. To just do a recap of what we kind of explained last week when it comes to the difference between the the different plans. That's right, Mr. Strawberry. um, the difference between the different accounts is tokens. Okay, tokens, imagine it as gas. Okay. Your AI needs gas just like a car does. All right. The more you ask it to do, the more complex the tasks are, the more energy you ask it to expend. That is the more gas that uses. Okay. Now, the difference between the plans is the amount of gas you get. So for $20, you get more than the free plan, but it's still somewhat basic. For the next plan up, it's about $100 a month. You get 5 times whatever that is. Okay. For the plan above that, which is the one that Chaz and I have, you get 20 times that, but you get 20 times that plus access to new features faster, more support, things as you guys know, you pay the higher price, you usually get access to more features, right? And what I will tell you is that if you are a business owner or someone in an organization that has to produce things at a high level, or someone who finds themselves doing administrative work of some sort, I will tell you, part ways with money to gain back your time. You can make
Yes.
money. I promise you guys. You can hella make money. I've there that you can't convince me otherwise, but you can't get your time back. So when you're looking at now, you have to be effective, right? You still got to take the time to learn these things. So I appreciate you guys all being here. Smart choice, by the way. But it's twofold. You got to invest a little bit of money, invest your time, but it will tenfold on the back end. I promise you that. Okay, especially if you guys keep sticking with us, you join the community, and we'll help teach you guys, right? So, the filing system. If you have your computer open right now, I want you to go to Claude Cowork. Okay, we're not gonna. Let me see. I'll share my screen with you guys. Let's see here. Share screen. Do. Okay. Nope, not that window. Or maybe I just will. Maybe I will share my entire screen. All right, we're gonna share this screen. Boop. All right.
Yay.
Can you see it? Can you see it? I minimize it so it's not like doing the echo thing. All right. Can you see my screen, Chaz?
Yep.
Okay, bet. All right, guys. So I'm gonna look this way because I have a monitor here. So love you. Uh now, co-work, this is where it's at, right? Okay. Now, this is your normal chat. Okay. As you guys will see, this syncs to your phone. Now, the other thing you guys need to understand is down here, Claude came out with this cool thing called Cloud Design. All right. We're gonna do a whole nother live on this, but I would highly suggest you get in there and play around. Okay. This is somewhat Claude's answer to like Canva. Okay. It's meant to help you integrate your Claude and your Canva, even though there's an integration. That, as you guys know, everybody's trying to take everybody's lunch. So this is Claude's somewhat grab at a little bit of lunch. All right. Now I want you to go to co-work. Okay. And your stuff's obviously not going to have all this, but in this initial chat right here, you'll see there's this box right here that says work in project folder. Now for you guys, you probably don't have one yet. If you do, you're welcome to A1, dog. You're ahead of class, all right. But you don't get
Yeah.
promoted. You stay here. um, you're gonna click where it says create project, okay? So you're gonna click that, and it's gonna ask you, do you want to start from scratch? Do you want to import from something else, or do you want to use an existing folder? Call the folder whatever you want, y'all. I just call it projects because it just that's what Brian taught me, and so that's what I used. Right? You can call it Claude projects. You can call it the Black Book. I don't care what you call it. Um, but you never. I don't know. If people want to do funny names, whatever. Claudette. I've heard that recently. People playing off the name, but you're gonna start it from scratch, right? And when you start it from scratch, it's gonna ask you what's the name of it, what do you want, what do you want this project to be about. You can add files, whatever, you can put it somewhere. I'm gonna move this because I don't want my Claude to get overly confused about this. All right. So I'm gonna name new folder, I'm gonna call it test. I'm gonna call it AI lounge test folder. So we can play around with it. Okay. All right, boom. I'm just gonna call it that. All right, AI lounge test folder. All right, so now you guys, you'll see this is all fresh now. The reason why is because my Claude is only going to work out of this folder now. It's not it's not for the most part going to pull any more of the data from the other places that I use to work with my Claude, okay? And so what I want you to do now is literally ask it, be like, "Hey, actually, don't put hey. I don't know. Some people talk to their clouds like people. I don't do that. I just be like, do that shit. Um, I don't know. That said the T1000 is gonna come get me and be like, remember when you were rude to me, asking me to do your social media? I'm like, sorry.
I
um,
mine.
what's that?
I talk to mine.
Yeah, he
I
did.
don't have
Chaz
nobody else
is
to talk to.
Chaz is such a nurturer. He's like, hey Claude, how was your day? It's like, I don't know, still on this computer, bro. uh, so under the folder, right? You're gonna just tell it honestly, just tell it what you want it to do. I am new to Claude and I want to set up a filing system so as I grow, you can stay organized like a mini brain. Please, please help me with that and create the filing system. All right, look, I know that I sound like halfway retarded while I was typing that out. I talk to my chat, bro. Like any of y'all who have been in the office, that's why chat calls me the Tony Stark, because literally I have an app on my phone called Whisper. I'll put the link in the comments. I don't type no more. I just talk. I talk on my phone. I talk on my computer. I talk on my iPad. Anybody who's around me, it's 2026. Who types anymore, right? Cursive's dead. It sucks. I get it. It's cool. Typing's on its way. I'm telling you. um, so as you'll see, it'll now start to ask you questions as far as what type of work do you do, so that it can help you, right? So it says, what does your work mainly involve? This shapes the top level folders. Okay. So let's see here. Chaz, is any put in the chat what I should select? How about how about you guys make you guys take us through this? Chaz, I can't see the chat because I have it minimized. So you gotta steer me, my guy.
I got you. I got you. All right, go ahead. Drop in the chat what you guys want this prompt to say, and we'll talk a little bit more later on about prompt engineering in another episode. But go ahead and drop what you want this thing to do. Also, by the way, whoever's asking the question, I will tell you my personal opinion. Claude is definitely better for business.
It's just easier. Like they Anthropic did a very good job of just coming out the gate, making this thing super usable. Like, especially for like those of you who are using it now, you guys are getting access to a whole different level.
All
Sorry about
right, I dropped that in the chat. What you got up
All
on the
right.
screen?
All right, I got coaching clients, content and social media, courses, programs, business admin.
Let's go to business admin. That's my favorite. Business admin for 500.
Oh shit. Whoops. I pressed the button. All right, here we go. Oh, that's the other thing. Actually, that was a cool little thing to show you guys. So as you guys will see, whenever you open up Claude, if you're like when you're on this initial screen, it will actually show you that things are waiting for your response. Okay. So as you'll see right here, it says recent things and it says respond. And that's to show you, hey, you left something unattended, or if you had to walk away from your computer or do something like that. That's how it tries to help you stay on track, right? So we'll select business admin. We'll go forward. It says, how should the main folders be organized? Okay. It says by area of work. And then it will tell you, do I recommend this? Okay. Let me caveat something for you guys. Just because it's recommends something doesn't mean it's the best or the easiest solution. Okay. There are times when the chat has said, I recommend this. And I was like, that makes no sense. So as you
It
guys are
makes no
building, huh?
it makes no sense to us as humans, right? But it makes every sense in the computer logic.
And that's the thing, right, guys? Like when you are building stuff, but hear me, people, still do a little bit of research or have an idea of what you're doing. So I'll give you a safety example. All right. I was building out the studio, and as you guys said, some of you guys have seen, the panels are modular. Okay. I was trying to figure out the best way to cut the panels, but also cut the pieces of steel for the wall. My Claude told me to use a miter saw. Excuse me. For anybody that knows metalwork, using a miter saw on metal in a residential setting is not safe at all. It start the hell out of a fire. Now, luckily, I was fortunate enough to take metalwork in high school, and so I said, "Hey, this doesn't seem very safe to be doing this in my garage." And it came back and said, "You're absolutely right. That was a bad choice." So here's the more safer residential options um, that will work best and not cause a fire. So just keep that in mind, all right, guys. Is And sometimes it'll tell you it needs something that already has. I'll tell you guys earlier today, as well as my stuff is built, I was sending a message to Terry and it was like, oh, you need to go into this account and get this number. And I was like, but you have access to that account. Why don't you just give me the number so I can give it to Terry? And it literally was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So AI's stupid, y'all. Stupid. But you know, you can make it happen. You can move it. All right. So this is how should the main folders be organized? Um, I don't know. What do you think, Chaz? By area of work, by client or project, or by time? I mean, obviously not by time. That's a stupid choice. But
I by area of work.
all right, let's do area of work. And then it says, want me to set up my persistent memory to the mini brain. And it says, yes, set up the memory, or just set the folders up for now.
Uh, you could just set the folders up for now. I want so people can see like how you can actually go back and kind of
All right.
create that.
Wonder if I can zoom in. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Is that better? Boom. Oh, there we go.
Man,
What?
I, can't- I got my screen zoomed and still can't see that, but that's just me. Remember,
Oh, I mean, I'm on a big screen too, so that's probably part of it. I wonder if I can just share. I wanted to just share a window, but it wasn't letting me.
bro, Cam, I just couldn't see it because I'm old.
I mean, you are kind of old. There we go. Here on. There we go. Share window. Boom. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah,
See, sometimes you just gotta ask. Is Claude better for business? All right. The menace said perfect. All right. So as you guys will see, um, there you go. Done for you filing system is set up, right? And so you've got all my kids keep popping in. My office is in a loft, so they like to come in and like make funny faces at me while I'm going live. Um, they got the inbox, drop zone for anything unsorted. Okay. They have clients, content, finance, administrative, resources, and archived. And so what you'll also get is it says the numbers keep the folders in order, which is true because normally the naming convention of your folders is how they'll be organized. So for those of you that didn't know that, from my content people out there like Mena and Percy, I know you guys know this is by putting numbers in the front of your files or folders, they will be organized as such. All right. It also works for dates. So if you put, but you got to use the year, month, day. That's how you organize it that way when it comes to the actual calendar dates, right? Um, Chester said AI should be doing this podcast while you spend time with your family. Yeah, hey, they get to hear this stuff too. I mean, we're building it for them, guys. Uh,
all the time.
all the time. Um, Now it says the numbers keep folders in order. Each main folder has a short about this folder. So let's click show folder. So here you guys go. So this is my AI lounge test folder, right? So as it told us, it's labeled accordingly. Okay. And here is the start here. Now, oh, you guys can't see that. You guys can't see that. Hold on. I'm switching in and out from stuff. All right. Let me do
By the way, Cam, I
what's up.
was, being facetious earlier when I said that it was better. It looked exactly the same to me, so you can share.
Y'all see how he does me though? I found that whole ass workaround. See, there you go. I need younger talent. So I don't know about you guys. You can't read this. I can barely read it because it's even small on my screen. But this is called a drop down file. Okay. If Claude or Chat has ever given you guys like it's called a .md. It's called markdown file. You
Yep.
know that they look like shit. Let's just be real. Okay. So I always ask my Claude, like, don't give me those markdown files. Give me either PDFs or Word documents. I
Facts.
prefer Word documents. Um, Net prefers Word documents that are in MLA. And so if you're an essay nerd and that's how you want it, tell your Claude. It'll give you everything in essay format as that if that's how you want it. APA, it'll give you a sources page, all that. Um,
Cam, it's good that you actually mentioned that because that's another one of those tips that I always like to tell people at the very beginning is like come up with a set of rules that you want, right? Like, I want all the any product or item that you produce for me should be, in this format. Like
yeah.
and as we start talking about building that brain or your knowledge base, right? It's going to keep all that stuff and it'll forever produce a Word document until you tell it otherwise,
Yep, exactly. And
or
so
PDF or whatever you choose.
yep. So Chaz, so I'll tell you what, I really like the way that Chaz has built out his workspace because he's done it in a way that is not only scalable, but it keeps everything like on brand, right? So for instance, if you ever get a document from Chaz, it will 100% always be watermarked with well, it was frame shaping. It's now Elevare Global, but it's always going to be watermarked. It doesn't matter if you're on the team. We're literally all owners of this, and he still sends us shit watermarked like we're gonna steal it. But I love it because it keeps it on brand. But he doesn't have to train his AI to do that anymore because he is literally written that into when you give me a document that is a Word document, you will always do this.
Yeah,
So you can do that too. Like, I will tell you that I just built out a my agent that handles my proposals for my clients. There are always things that it's going to do for every single client, no matter what. And I've set it up in a way that it's going to loop. So what that, and I will get more into that later, but what that means is that if it produces a document, it's going to check that document for the set of rules that I made for it. If it doesn't meet those rules, it literally tries again and it will loop itself back and forth until it figures it out. And it's past all the little check marks. Okay. So the filing system. Okay. Um, as you guys will notice, it has all the folders like we talked about. Okay. So, and as it told you, it has a file inside of each folder that tells you what is that folder for. Okay. So, for instance, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with the sharing, but for the inbox folder, it says the drop zone. Put anything here when you're unsure where it belongs, then sort it into the right folder later. Try to empty this out regularly. Now, the flex is you just tell your Claude to empty it for you. That's what I do.
absolutely. That's what I do.
So, Chaz, can you talk a little bit more about this? Because I feel like this some not mirrors your filing system, but like it does follow kind of that same like premise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, as Cam was talking about those files, it's really important. I will say those files that it creates inside of there's those drop down files, those MD files. I personally had those created as well because those files are also kind of like you heard Cam mention earlier that brain those files that's where all your rules and all your skill sets and everything that you want your your agent to do is going to be in that document. And I feel like because that document is somewhat written in code that it can actually read that document a lot faster than it can read probably a Word document or
Yeah.
when it comes to look searching for skills and things like that, right? So what happens every time you prompt your agent to do something, it's going to find the skills, it's going to look at all the different things that you have in there. But when it comes to this filing system, right, I think it's super important because and the strategy behind it that I use is like when you receive a document or when you create a document, most people don't know that that document has an ID, right? If you ever right click on a document and you go to the info about that document, it kind of tells you things like where the document was created, who created it, what it was created for. So there's a lot of data that's in a just a normal Word document.
Yep.
And what your agent likes to do is read that stuff. And so when Cam mentioned earlier about how I can drop a receipt into my inbox, and when I drop that receipt in that inbox, my CFO or my CPA, because I have both agents, right? They will read that document and then they will decipher what it is. They will look and see who it's from or what it's invoicing, and then it will file it accordingly. But it only files it accordingly if this file system matches what you've told it to do.
Yep.
And so you want to be very careful. You don't want to, you don't Cam was talking about how he has it set on a loop to keep going until it figures it out. What'll happen is it'll just keep going. It'll never end up anywhere. and and the downside to that is what are you doing when it's churning, Cam? You're burning tokens.
You're burning hella tokens. That's honestly another reason I don't say, hi, hello, or thank you, because they actually did a study that said
Yes.
to stop saying thank you to your AI, because when a million people say thank you, that's a million more tokens that get burned. So,
Yeah.
think about the environment, y'all. Just be hella rude to your Claude
Sure.
and be hella short. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, so, that's kind of the premise behind why the file system is so important is because if and we all know, look, if you're not organized at the beginning, forget it.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah. Don't
Trying to
try.
play
Don't
catch
try
up.
and save it later.
Yeah.
Do not try and save it later. And and as you'll see, like it built out like this generic, like very generic filing system. But for the average person, like how many of you guys really have these folders on your computer? Like, and these are folders for a business, you guys. Like this is like your clients. Let me tell you, I have folders on my clients. I got no problem saying that. I tell my clients, I say, I got a whole ass folder on you. Okay. When I have meetings or interactions or my emails, all that stuff, I have my Claude build a folder on my clients and honestly the people that I interact with the most. And the reason why is because I want to know how to communicate with them as best possible. And I understand that sometimes I don't have all the answers or I might misinterpret something, right? So if I've had my Claude kind of build this file on somebody, I'll ask it questions. I'll be like, hey, what do you think this person meant by that? Hey, if I really want to help this person, what do you think would be the best way to do it? Right. And I don't always listen to it because that's once again, I'm still a human being. I can't just listen to a robot all the day. But it definitely helps me get insights, especially for those of you that have never gone through like personality training, like disc assessments and Myers-Briggs and things like that. Those types of things can be very insightful, especially when you're running a business. And so I actually have my Claude create personality profiles on people so that I know how to effectively communicate with them as best as possible. Okay. And so, but also it knows like what are we working on together? So if me and Chad, I have like my file on Chaz, it'll say like, hey, you guys are doing Elevare Global. Chaz comes out quarterly. What's Chaz's wife's name? What's his grandkid's name? Like, what are the type of shoes that Chaz likes to wear on clouds? So I'm gonna get me some soon. All right. We need to get sponsored by
I've
them,
saying that
Chaz.
you've been
Yeah,
saying that for 9
I
months,
know.
bro.
Bro, I just be busy. And so and
You
so
drive literally every day.
I know I do. Yeah, I know there's like no excuse. But anyways, so if I could tell Claude to pick it up, I hella would. Um, but yeah, but that's like the thing, right? And so now it's like it helps. And content, I know the mayor's on, or at least he was. And so like he would be proud that it created a content folder. And finances, how many of you guys are really tracking your finances the right way, the way you're supposed to, right? Um, administrative work, your contracts, your legal, your operations, your SOPs. Anyone who works with me, they will tell you I do not exchange money unless there's a contract, and there's a reason
Facts.
for that. I don't send no money. You want to you or an invoice. I need a contract and an invoice before any money gets sent, and that is to cover me and the business. Okay, you guys need to operate the same way. Okay, I once there was a Terry actually had somebody on his podcast once, and she said, "I don't care if I'm doing something for free. I got a contract."
I'm the same way. I
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah. I
contract.
was like, I already know you are. And so, um, anyways, with that being said, this is kind of the general. This is like the general filing system, guys. Um, it may not seem like the funnest thing in the world initially, but yo, this is how you really start to unlock the best of Claude when it comes to going to the next level, right? Um, and so, with that being said, I challenge you all to open up your Claude on your computer, you guys, and freaking and do it, man. Dang it,
For
like
sure.
it took you out, Chaz. It was like, get Chaz out of here.
It really did. It's like, get that,
Get that
ah.
get that dude out of here. I'm trying to figure. There we go. Okay, that's better. Um, Chaz, I've been talking hella, bro. So
Yeah,
what's
you
up?
have, man. That was good, man. Hey, look, I wanna thank everybody for being here. I want a reminder, please, 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 get into your Claude, play around a little bit, right? I can't stress it enough. Don't be afraid of it. Like, I mean, obviously, that's the great thing about it is it can't really mess nothing up unless you tell it to mess something up.
I
Right?
mean,
It
thanks.
it literally will follow and it's gosh, I remember, and you guys, I'm gonna be open and transparent with you. I'm gonna let you know. I've only been working with AI for about I don't know, 6 months, Cam. That about right?
Yeah,
Let me tell you, in 6 months, I have gone from like I actually was I absolutely despised it.
he did.
I,
I told him he fought it, and I was like, bro, if you don't just hop your ass on this call and get you some of this claw.
and I know the effects of what this does to people when they actually get involved. We held a 2-day event, and a few of you in the audience here was in that event, and man, like they were blown away when we started talking about that about what AI could do for you in your business. And we want to dispel those misnomers out there. Like AI is not designed. Please, please, please hear me, folks, when I say this. AI is not designed to replace your staff if you're a business owner. It's
No,
not designed to replace people, right? I cannot stress that enough. It's designed to make your people more efficient. It's designed to allow them uh so I will tell you, I'm gonna cut off what I was just saying. That I'm gonna say I'm not a huge fan of Perplexity. Um, I mean, it works, but I yeah, it lacks a little bit of the internal power, I guess you would, that a Claude has.
well, I think he said is Perplexity, Chat, and Claude together. No, they are.
Oh no, they're
There are different
separate.
companies.
Yeah.
So you have Claude that's owned by Anthropic. You have Perplexity, and then you have Chat GPT, which is owned by OpenAI, and then
OpenAI.
you got Grok.
Yeah.
Who's Grok owned by? Is that I know it's what's the actual company? Okay,
Mm,
those are kind of like your big. Those are like your big four. Those are your big four. Um, Now Perplexity, just to like talk about the different ones. So Chat GPT has Codex, which is somewhat of kind of like this the similar like coworker code that we have access to with Claude. Um Perplexity has Perplexity Computer. However, that is massively expensive. Okay. That it's like I'll tell you what, guys, we paid the $200 plan to have like the same thing that I'd want to do on Perplexity Computer would cost us over $1,000 a month. just because the way that it operates, just because the way that it's on your computer, right? It can kind of do more, I guess you could say, but at that point, it's like my cloud can do all that same stuff. It might take a 5 seconds longer, but I'm cool with that. Elon does own Grok AI. I guess is that the company?
It's like open, it's like it's not open AI, open art, I think is the name of the company.
Oh, okay.
Open art.
Yeah. Either way, Elon, man. So, little joke for you guys before we get out of here. Chaz and I were on the treadmill, and I was like, "Hey, check it out! What if Elon's founding principle was like he was 5 years old and he just said, I want to be a gazillionaire." Like we all think that this dude's trying to do all this other stuff, and in retrospect, he just holding on to this one little like north star of like I want to be the first person to say I'm a gazillionaire.
That's because why? Because every single one of us said it when we were
we
kids.
we all said it. Yo, I'm trying to be a gazillionaire, you guys. Um, yeah. Okay. So last points before we go, guys. First of all, join Elevare community. We have a 7-day free trial. We talk about this type of stuff in the community. We do this live call because we want to make sure everyone's as educated as possible. But we do have other calls with inside the community that only members get access to, as well as the chat group, challenges, all these things that help you guys grow as business owners, as people, parents, whatever have, right? Second thing, if you are a member of Elevare, you get a 50% affiliate. So anybody who comes to the community that came from your link, guess what? You get 50% of whatever they pay us as a thank you for helping us grow the community as a whole. Um, Wednesdays, you can expect to see us for AI Business Lounge every Wednesday, 6 o'clock PST. Starting next Thursday, we will start doing live webinars at 11 a.m. Okay. You will have to register for those, but they are free. Okay. Um, and we're going to touch on 4 different topics. All right. The first topic next week is going to be mindset and goal setting.
Ooh.
Fridays is our 8 a.m. call within the community, so you have to be a community member to tap into that. And Monday is a 4 p.m. call for a Q&A with us as a team to not only ask us more questions about this stuff, but also potentially to help with the weekly challenges that we drop on Mondays to help you guys. So, with that being said, Chaz, take us out, bro.
And with that one, you also have to be within the community.
Oh yes, that's right. You also have to be there,
All
or
right.
or be square.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Cam, I, Iron Cam, thanks, man. Appreciate you
Oh,
today.
I gotta
Thanks
do
for
the
all
thing.
thanks for the peeps out there. I want to thank you guys for being here. Remember, we do want you to like, share, subscribe. We want you to do all these things because, as Cam always says, we do this for you. We really just believe in adding value to the people around us because hey, we rely on you just like you rely on us. So hit us up, let us know what you like, what you don't like, and we will see y'all next week.